I'm going to babble at you for 12 minutes while the sun shines in my eyes on today's Unnamed Real Estate Podcast. You know, this is going to be a little hard for you guys, so you might want to just decide this is going to be one you just listen to instead of watch. Hi, my name is Charles Ray Dawson. I am the Associate Broker and Residential Sales Manager of ProStar Realty. This is the Unnamed Real Estate Podcast, episode 98. So, I'm recording this on Wednesday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and because we're in the wintertime, the sun is lower in the sky, really desperately trying to figure out how to get this without this serious glare coming through my windows that I have no lights on. So y'all gonna have to suck it up. So it is getting close to the end of the year, and we're continuing on our business planning cycle, and we're also having our numbers and everything going on. It's not a lot of real estate news going on. Fed did do something. I am still watching all the chattering heads try to explain what they did and what does it mean to you. So we're going to defer making any comments about that. Interest rates are actually still slightly dropping in places. Another lender I was talking to today said that his activity is starting to tick up. That's showing some really good things that we might be working out of these this little winter doldrums that we've been in. And then Cromford Report has some things to say. I did not actually get a chance to listen to Tina because on Mondays is my second Monday of each month is my sales meeting with the staff, and we have everybody come in, and then I had a couple individual meetings with that afterwards. So didn't get a chance to listen to her, see what she had to say, but did read the Cromford Report. We got some interesting things. They are now calling it. They were calling it earlier. They said they were in a buyer's market, and now they're calling it and say we have just moved out of the buyer's market. Let me show you the numbers right now and explain to you what that means. So, hey, check that out. You can tell I did not do my prep work on this one, can't you? All right, much better. So, numbers for December 14th, 2022. Actives this week are 18,085, which is down 496 from the previous week. Our new listings are at 1,323, down 43. Under contracts looking for backups are at 592, down 49. Pendings are at 1,071, which is up 3 from last week. Contracts with a buyer contingency are at 53, down 2. And close this last week was 1,069. Coming soon to an MLS near you is 367. But what I wanted to point out is right here, as we're seeing with the supply and demand side, supply is starting to track back down again. We're at 78.7, and demand is actually at 70.9. So once again, we're inside that 10 window we're always talking about. Cromford's declaring it. I think I declared it last week and stuff like that, that we are considered in a low-end buyer's market right now. I wanted also to point out to you on this, and I wonder if I can even call up that screen. Nope, not that one. I'm really glad that was just Twitter on there. That with the transition and everything over like that, we are seeing inventory starting to track down. We've got a continuous tracking on that too. Let me, while we're at it, let's do this. I am reworking my Excel spreadsheet, and this is a spreadsheet that I've been using to pull the numbers off. And you see, I go back quite a bit on this, right? I'm actually going, to mid-March in 2020, and my first number I ran was March 16th in 2020. I've been doing this ever since, but it was about when I started this podcast. I actually started tracking the other numbers, the new listings, the pendings, and everything. So let's go back, because we have numbers to work with now. And look what happened in December. I just pop that right over there so you can see the number. This would have been December of last year. Okay, so if you think of the December 15th, all right, as being what was happening a year ago, we had 6,582 active listings back then. We had started trending down. We actually started trending down in last weekend of October. We had one surge in December, all right, and then we continued to track down all the way through March. Our new listings and whatnot, you could see on that, they started pulling off. Also around October, little statistical bumps here and there. And then we had this nice little surge beginning of first week of December. All right, and then those numbers tracked down where we eventually hit the bottom for last year or this year at 4,332. Now, of course, we're at 18,085. But look at also what's happening. All right, we start seeing listings drop down. All right, this going into the winter doldrums. You see new listings. Actually, new listings have been dropping for quite some time, and that was because of that impact that we had with interest rates. We had that sudden surge of, oh my God, I got to sell my house now. I waited too long, and then we saw stuff pull off. So I am show you that to show you this. Over here, we're going to start in 2 weeks. I'm going to do this on episode 100. We're going to change the numbers. Instead of showing you the pending, the under contract, and contracts with buyer contingency, I'm going to just do those as one big number, add them all together, and I'll start quoting this number for you. These are the houses that have gone under contract or a contract change has happened. I didn't do this originally because, houses can go under contract looking for backups and back over to pending once the appraisal's done. Buyers with the contracts with the buyer's contingency, if the buyer actually settles a contingency or whatever, that can go over to pending. So it's this number right here, this week I'd say 1,716, is not as accurate as calling out the pending, the under contract, and the contract with the buyer contingency. But to be honest with you, I don't think you guys really know the difference. I don't take that in any way as being insulting or anything like that, but it's just, I'm throwing a whole bunch of numbers at you, and I notice that people, I like to talk up here, and some people just want to know how much is my house worth. So there's a little bit of retooling on this, and hopefully just tracking 3 numbers at the end of the day: new listings or active listings, ones that have gone under contract, and ones that have closed. These numbers that I'm using won't be that big wall of text with little circles like I've been sending you. So we'll probably just see at the end of the day maybe 3 circles you'll be seeing now. Maybe 4. I might still do the coming soon, but I don't see much value in that. So we're just going to have active, pending, closed. Fold these 2 circles into that. So red, green, blue. That's it. And I'm still going to be tracking the numbers, and if I see anything really cool pop up, I'll be calling that out onto the side. But that's just how we're going to deal with all of that. So, all right. So let me get back into the shadows over here. The other thing going on in the news is we got everything is winding down. So I think all of the big picture changes you would have seen from the major brokerages have pretty much already happened. I did get an email the other day from one of the 2 big iSellers. I'm even starting to call them iSellers now, talking about how their great growth that they've had this year and how much they're looking forward to next year. And I think that's just propaganda for the investors at this point. But I'm not expecting any really major real estate news to hit in the next 3 weeks or so, unless some major name company just like absolutely folds because they started getting their fourth quarter numbers and realized they weren't going to hit it at all. So we'll keep an eye out on that. So the last thing I wanted to talk about before we wrap this up is why am I recording this on Wednesday is because my sister is coming into town. She's going to be visiting me and the wife through this Sunday, and so I'm just going to be busy showing her the city and whatnot tomorrow. So I'm not going to have a time to do all this. So that's why you're getting Thursday on Wednesday or Wednesday on Thursday, although I will again post that on at 5 o'clock on Thursday. Did not get any feedback from you guys about keeping on to that time hack or whatever. That's fine. I still love you, even though I feel like I'm shouting into the darkness over here. But the other, calling that, we are going to be seeing some changes. I'm going to retool this website or this YouTube channel a bit, try to make it more flexible for me when I can record and when to put up there. Hopefully make them shorter. I didn't get a lot of follow-up stuff about whether or not people really did like the big long stream that I went into when we're talking about Arizona history or anything or like that. So we might just turn this into more one of those brief little informatives. Hi, this is Ray Dawson with ProStar Realty. Here's 3 home buying tips to help you buy your house this year. 1, get money. 2, go looking for a house. 3, listen to your real estate agent. Yeah, I could probably knock out about 50 of those things a week. And, if I just knock them all out, I can just schedule them all out and have the rest of my life go back to me. something to be said for that. So, finally, the business planning and everything that we've been talking about. Last week we covered the why things, and I hope you guys sat out there and it's like, what's my big why, right? And I've been trying to come up with like a good storyline to follow besides, how do you, how to make money and make this a little bit less real estate and a little bit more life in general. All right. But so let's take this. All right. All right. Why are you doing what you do? Because I have children who depend on me. Hypothetical situation. I have children who depend on me. All right. So now that you know the why is your children. All right. Now you start discussing the what of the process. All right. What do you want to do about your children? Put them up for adoption. Should have thought of that before, honestly. All right, but we start looking at the what. Okay, and let's say the what is why? Because I have children. What do I want to do? I want to provide them a safe environment and a home and a good, loving family. All right. That would be your what. Okay, so if you're looking at your real estate side, it's like, why do I want to be in real estate? All right, ultimately it's because I like being my own boss. All right, that's a really common thing. Why is because I have agents. Why? Because my why is I want to have a really, really easy job that I make lots of money in and don't have to work so hard. All right, that's a why. Why? Because you don't like working hard. We can work with that. A lot of that working with that is you realizing after about 6 to 9 months that your concept or reality is completely wrong. All right. But that's your why. So we've taken your why, and from your why, we're going to develop what your what is. All right. What are you going to do? All right. Let's say my why right now is I want to live, why am I doing this? I want to live a legacy behind me. All right. So what am I going to do to develop that legacy? All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to establish a foundation to promote Ray Dawson demigod. And that is going to be what I'm going to do. All right. So that's your next step. Really good. The original story that I thought about is I have a kid. All right. Why am I doing this? Because I have a kid. What do I want to do? I want to be around for my kid. All right. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So now we're going to look at, if you want to, the what is, I want to be around for my kid. I'm going to be around for my kid. Okay. We're going to cover the next one of how are you going to wind up being around for your kid. All right. That's next week. All right. So you've gotten your big why. Now you're working on your what. All right. I will explain that right. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. We'll fill that in. All right. Next week, like I said, we're going to deal with the hows. Okay, and then to wrap it up, we're going to do when, and that should put us at the end of the year. Thank you guys very much for paying attention to me and stuff like that. I am going to be checking out right now. Work your circles, watch your pets and children around water. Okay, and watch. Oh, by the way, if there's anybody out there who wants to foster a cat for 12 weeks, a friend of mine is going into an assisted nursing facility while she works through some physical therapy stuff, and we got to figure out what to do with that damn cat. I've already been told no. So maybe somebody out there can reach out with love in their heart and pick up this little feline and take care of him for 12 weeks while our friend's in the hospital. If so, give me a call or comments below. Talk to you guys later.